Welcome in and thanks for joining us for the WHHI Daily News, where we strive to bring you more Lowcountry news more often. I'm Bob Stevens. We begin this newscast with some announcement on early voting in the Hilton Head mayoral runoff. We've been telling you about the runoff coming up next Tuesday between Joanne Orishak and Alan Perry, neither of which got 50% of the vote in the primary, in the main election a couple of weeks ago. The Beaufort County Government Center will be open, though, for early voting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week between 8:30 and 5. The Government Center across the street from First Presbyterian Church on Highway 278. Again, mayoral early voting Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, there's also the primary or the runoff election itself, which will come up next Tuesday. You'll vote at your regular polling locations then. With much of the country still focused on counting ballots in western states, we did have a couple of nail-biters in Beaufort County that have just now been resolved. Election officials have finally certified that longtime educator Chloe Gordon has won the District 2 school board race to represent portions of Ladies Island, Fripp Island, St. Helena Island, and Beaufort. She won by 12 votes over Terry Thomas. And Victor Ney, a local Marine and former band teacher, won the write-in race for the District 5 seat over a handful of other write-in candidates. Because he's an active duty Marine, he was not allowed to openly campaign. But the conservative group Moms for Liberty took up his cause and led him to victory. That group has a list of books it wants off school shelves, school library shelves. It closely matches the list of 97 titles that have been pulled off those shelves for now and for review. An obvious indication of the Lowcountry housing situation is that while the towns wrestle with finding workforce housing on the one hand, the percentage of home buyers moving to the Lowcountry who can afford to put down more than 20% of the purchase price on a house is in the top 10 in the country. The average down payment in the Lowcountry, nearly 24%, according to Realtor.com. That's the highest in the state, the 10th highest in the country. Experts say so many buyers have a lot of equity from sales of their houses elsewhere, and that helps them afford bigger down payments when they move down here. Remember the heat-related death of Marine recruit Dalton Beals in the summer of 2021? The Marine Corps is now charging the drill instructor of the unit, Staff Sergeant Stephen Smiley, with negligent homicide, dereliction of duty resulting in death, maltreatment of subordinates, and obstruction of justice. The case has been assigned to the Marine legal system's highest court level, but no dates have been set. The 19-year-old Beals died during the Crucible, an exercise where recruits march 48 miles over 54 hours, carrying up to 45 pounds of gear. If this second week of testimony in the federal trial of Alec Murdaugh's banker, Russell Laffitte, follows the pattern of week one, we're going to learn plenty more about Murdaugh's financial entanglements before his own trials begin next year. A handful of prosecution witnesses from Laffitte's bank and Murdaugh's law firm admit that they were surprised to see the level of activity between the two. They also admitted that checks were written from Laffitte's bank to Murdaugh accomplice Curtis Smith. The defense is expected to claim that Laffitte was duped by Murdaugh. They want to call Murdaugh to the stand. We'll see how that plays out. And then there's the event that may have the problem in the future of being too popular. What started 3 years ago as kind of a quirky evening of Oriental-style lanterns parading around Coligny Plaza has now turned into a full-on beachy gathering that brought so many people to that area we couldn't get close enough to do a full report. But we do have some photos here to show you of the mile-long parade. Lanterns of all sorts were on display, made by islanders of all ages, and folks as far away as California. Let's update you on the weather going on around the Lowcountry. Quite a shock on Monday morning when you woke up, certainly, after that warm weekend. How chilly is it going to be for how long this week? Maria Soden has more.
Thanks, Bob. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we're going to see some more of this cooler weather, but towards the end of the week. Taking a look at Tuesday, however, we are going to see some warmer weather with a few showers throughout the day. Hilton Head's going to have a high of 70, a low of 57. Bluffton's going to have a high of 71, a low of 54. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 70 and a low of 53. The sunrise for Tuesday is going to be at 6:52 and sunset's going to be at 5:23. Taking a look at the beach tides, low tide's going to be at 8:51 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 1:42 p.m. Taking a look into the rest of the week, Wednesday it's going to be mostly cloudy with highs in the 60s and lows in the 50s. Come Thursday, it's going to be cloudy and we're going to see a drop in temperature again with the highs only getting into the 50s and lows are going to be in the 40s. And then come Friday, it's going to be sunny but cool with the highs getting up into the 50s and lows are going to be in the 40s and 30s. That's it for today. Let's send it back to the desk.
Thanks so much, Maria. Coming up a little later on, we're going to talk high school football and also the best looking Christmas trees. It's something really to set a goal by if you're going to be decorating yours this year. But coming up next, we're going to talk sea turtles. What a year it has been on our beaches and what the winter and then into the spring has in store for us. We'll also talk about a little Christmas gift you can give that involves them when we come back.